Hello, and welcome back, or welcome to the Tea Talk podcast, where two nonsense people talk about topics that are hot on our minds and have a drama recap as well as a favorites of the month at the end of every month. Well, I guess we did. It's been 2 months since we did that.
True.
On this episode, I, Enigma, and my co-host, Jack,
Hello.
will be doing a special yearly favorites instead of our regular monthly favorites. This will be a podcast dedicated to discussing our favorite things of the year, what we enjoyed media-wise, object-wise, purchase-wise, and everything in between. Which year are we discussing? Of course, the year that never ended, 2021. So let's get right into it.
It's finally dead.
That is true. So, Jack, we should address a few things before we really get into this. Firstly, oh my god, it's been 2 months. Fun fact, if I'm not talking to Jack in the podcast, I never talk to him because he's ugly, stupid, and I hate him. So I haven't talked to Jack in 2 months. Isn't that crazy?
Lies and fairy tales.
That is true. We went to Philly. We did lots of stuff, but that we probably shouldn't have that open conversation because we have enough to cover. But the things we do need to address is the new graphic being our new lovely picture drawn by yours truly, which is our rebrand. Oh my god, boom, boom. I rebranded the Twitch channel and this channel. That's right. So that means you should go follow my fucking Twitch if you're not. Oh god, is it at least 30 seconds in? Okay, thank god I just said fuck. Did I say fuck in the intro? I might have. Oh no.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I actually don't think you did.
With the Pokemon videos, I've been trying to just not swear at all during the first 10 minutes of stream because I'm like, I can't. I need these to do well. I counted it 11 hours into my other video the other day.
Jesus.
Yeah. I got Granddaddy and Ninjas to take part in my appeasing my boredom, though we all queued in Dead by Daylight together in between my editing time, so that was quite fun. But now that I've dragged on, so new picture, new stuff. Maybe we'll get back on track of doing monthly. Maybe we'll do more than monthly. I would love to. I'm sure Jack would also love to. But we always go into these things and we're like, yeah, we can get this done. Let's do it. And then a good example is this podcast. This podcast has been, for both of us, on delay or been delayed at least 3 separate times throughout the month. Whether that be we both didn't get it done originally, and then you didn't get it done, and then I had an emergency that I had to attend to last night. So, needless to say, this bitch been in the making.
Yes, but we're finally here.
Oh my god. Before we get into it, how did you feel about 2021? How was your overall year? I feel like everyone hated it. I didn't completely hate it, I'll be honest. Obviously, the racism and transphobia wasn't cute, but for a me year, it wasn't that bad.
I actually thought for me that 2021 was worse than 2020.
Really? I don't know. I feel like neither years were obviously they were awful from an objective standpoint, but I
Yes.
feel like the fact that I can say I've had worse than 2 years of a pandemic before in my life really does speak volumes about the trials and tribulations. But
It does. I also feel like you're allowed to have had some good moments in your year. If
yes.
the world.
Yeah, that's how I always figure out if my year's been good or bad. I count the good moments and the bad moments, and it's whatever I feel stronger towards. Was the year struggled with more bad moments for me personally? Because 2021 was a shit fucking year, and so was 2020. No shit, I'm not trying to argue that. But for me personally, nothing egregious happened. I didn't have to deal with a lot of the shit that could have been bad. We didn't really have any sort of tragedy happen to me specifically. I don't think you had too many dramatic things. So I always think of it as it could have been worse.
Exactly.
But with all that negative talk out of the way, let's talk about our faves of the year. So rather than everything else, we're going to do, I think, just flip-flop bitch. So I'll say my music list, you'll say yours, and then we'll continue down the list going da-da-da-da.
Sounds good.
E's music list, aka my miniature novel that will be published in the year 2023. Of all the musicians I listened to in 2021, will it be outdated by then? Yes. Is that your business? No. So Firstly, we have I broke this into categories. Yeah, if the list that has categories, one of the categories has its own categories. That's how big my list is. So, first category, anime soundtracks. Anime soundtracks encompasses also just like general shows, but since I only like watch anime or animation of some sort, it's only got anime or animation. Firstly, soundtracks. I'm a huge fan of soundtracks. So Jujutsu Kaisen soundtrack. Been reading the manga recently, but can't really count that into this year because that was or last year because that was this year. But Jujutsu Kaisen, love the series. One of my favorite series of all time. She's making her way up there. Specifically, Lost in Paradise, and I'm gonna butcher this because I don't speak Japanese. Kai Kai Kaitan, I think, maybe, probably not. I'm sure I'll get yelled at for it.
It sounds good.
And then Tokyo Ghoul soundtrack. I am the emo kid, so I'm a huge Tokyo Ghoul fan. Also, I'm gay, and you can't not like Tokyo Ghoul if you're queer. It's against the rule. Being Tokyo Ghoul rule. I don't know if it rhymes. It's probably right. My favorites of that, by the way, are Glassy Sky and Unravel. I know, basic bitch, but they're good fucking songs. The Promised Neverland, Isabella's Lullaby. Oh, you know what else I forgot to put on here?
What?
Ray's Retaliation. It's the theme when Ray... Spoilers. It's the theme when Ray, like, sets himself on fire in, like, a grand flame. It's that song. And then when they all escape in the same, like scenes, it's, like, the song that encompasses that entire scene. Oh, my God. Such a great piece of music. I love it. Attack on Titan soundtracks. These songs... I actually don't know if these songs are official or not. I would assume so. But a lot of these songs are covers by an artist named Amy Lee, or Ama Lee, I think, in which she does a lot of these anime songs and will add lyrics to them. So she did Isabella's Lullaby and added lyrics to them and how, like, the song felt. And that might be the same for this, because I don't remember if these are entirely. I've only heard versions of this. So... It could be real. I don't know, though. But the songs are called Call of Silence and Shock. These are the two that I listen to the most. I also listen to, like, all the themes and, like, endings, as well as just, like, oh, I love the Colossal Titan theme. I love sitting and drawing and the Colossal Titan theme turning on. What a good theme.
Time to get wrecked.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny, though? The Call of Silence song? That's a song that's, a song about Ymir's unrequited love for, Historia. It's tragic. It
Well, they're just
heart.
friends, so...
Oh, yeah, of course. Totally. 100%. Not lesbians at all. She wrote an entire love letter about how she wanted to marry her, but, like, it was platonic, clearly. As everyone in the Attack on Titan fandom will tell us. And then they gave her a bit... You know what? We can't get into that. It will be far too much. The Inuyasha soundtrack, the entire Inuyasha soundtrack slaps. That anime is... actually a lot younger than I remember, but it's an old bitch. I think, you know what? I'm not even gonna attempt it. I don't know the year, but the soundtrack is old and the songs still fucking slap. I said this to you the other day. I was like, I'm annoyed that the Inuyasha soundtrack still slaps because of the fact that it things just shouldn't be timeless. Things have to come to an end at some point. But now the Inuyasha soundtrack still slaps. Specifically, the song "Come My Way," which I think was one of the endings, ironically. Moving on to here's what we call the rapid fire round. I hate the anime Naruto. Oh, I want to make a media video on why I hate Naruto, except for it requires me to have to watch Naruto again, and I'm not going to do that. But
it's too great a sacrifice.
Yes, it is. The song "Win" from Naruto though fucking slaps. It's such a bad series, but such a good song. Rain from Fullmetal Alchemist. Also, I don't hate Fullmetal Alchemist, but it's not even in, like, my top 10. It's a good show, but it's just not in my wheelhouse. It's, like, just all the themes of it is just not in my wheelhouse. It's far too kind of, techy and, like, too, like, science-y for me. I don't do science well. I like magic, because science is boring. If I wanted science, I would have become a fucking chemist. But the song Rain slaps. The Akame ga Kill soundtrack, I didn't even want to attempt, because half of the soundtrack is, like, in literal Japanese letters, and, like, no. I'll look like a fucking idiot. And then, finally, we have Arcane, which, actually, if you want, we can semi-segue into your list with this, because you put down the Arcane soundtrack as well. Talk to me about that.
And I mean, compared to you, I only have, like, 1.5 things. But, Love the Arcane soundtrack, especially what are the two ones that I keep? I always have you play on fucking repeat.
If you tell me the scenes, I can tell you which songs they are.
Oh, the
Are you talking about the Jinx and Echo fight? That's Dynasties and Dystopias.
yeah, so that one, and then there's the other
Misfit
fight with
Toys?
Vi.
Oh.
Yes, Misfit Toys, and then Playground as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, mine
So those are my
is.
top three.
Mine were. Okay. This is controversial. I love the song Enemy. It is a really good song. It just does not fit the series. And I hate Imagine Dragons, by the way. So, like, the fact that I'm going to sit here and swallow my ego and go, like, no, they made a good piece of music really fucking irks me, but, like, they made a good piece of music. Dynasties and Dystopias has been my favorite song in that fucking soundtrack. Is a perfect song. Once again, one theme with the Arcane soundtrack is every song would have been a better choice than Enemy. Dynasties and Dystopia,
Yes.
great choice for an opener. Snake, great choice for an opener. Misfit Toys, great choice for an opener. Guns for Hire, not a great choice for an opener, but
No.
beautifully tragic.
Yes.
Beautifully tragic. Anything else you want to add about the Arcane? Do you want to go through your list before we move on to my separate categories of musicians? Because one of my musicians near the end is on your list, so we can talk about. You have a specific song in there that I don't fucking know anything about.
Okay, I'll go through the rest of my list.
Mm-hmm.
The band The Midnight, which is
Oh, it's a
like,
band.
yeah, it's a
I thought it
band.
was a song.
Jason is probably the best song I think they have. So that's what I would recommend. But all the streamers that I like listen to The Midnight, and it's just they're a chill vibe. So
Are they like a non-copywritten band, or do they just all like them?
I assume that they're uncopyrighted
Well,
because
do they
like
play them on stream?
many of them.
I guess.
Yeah, for their intro.
Oh, yeah. Then yeah, they're non-copywritten. If they're playing it on stream, they're probably
Many
non-copywritten.
many people.
I would assume that is. Okay. Word.
So they're a chill vibe. Arcane, obviously, like Rumors by Lizzo, which is all your fault that I became obsessed with that song.
All the rumors
and
are
then
true. I've been in the
fucking love that
bamboo,
song.
bitch.
And then obviously, Lil Nas, like all of his new stuff, is
Which,
amazing.
actually, we should get into this because Lil Nas is in mine. I can say the specifics, but I want to talk about the fact that you and me swapped on Lil Nas. We didn't like Lil Nas's music prior to his new album. I think you and me both like fully were not interested at all. I think you maybe had one song that you liked of his. I didn't like any of his music. I hate Lil Nas music, and I'll say it.
Yeah.
But with this new album, I have been nonstop listening to it. It feels finally like I'm getting fucking Lil Nas. I'm finally getting Montero the man himself, which, like, oh my god, crazy. I've made an entire media video about this fucking topic. So if you want to hear my true thoughts on it, go check out the media channel. But it's crazy that the album named after himself is actually giving us more of him. I'm just happy that he finally, like, felt comfortable enough to make music. Not saying that, like, the music beforehand was like not something he loved. I'm sure it was. But there's a difference between like writing music that you enjoy and writing music that is you. It's like writing a story that like doesn't go anywhere, like a one-off story, or like writing an entire like universe that you have like all your political views in, for example. Like they're two separate things, right?
Exactly.
My favorite's on that album, by the way, because I know all the songs off by heart. Because I did a media channel on it, so I had to memorize all the songs on that. But my favorite's just saying out to me. You're gonna disagree with this. Scoop slaps. Scoop fucking slaps. Jack did not like Scoop, and granted, it's not your wheelhouse of music either, though.
No.
But I love me. I love gay or like feminine trap. I love it. I love feminine trap. I love like gay rap trap type music. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That's what that is. And Doja Cat's verse slaps. Doja Cat doesn't miss, which we'll get to Doja Cat soon for me. Montero, obviously, I think that song in itself was a cultural phenomenon.
Yes.
And I can't wait for that to be taught in the history books when, you know, they finally acknowledge that gay people are real. Which, you know, probably like 50 years down the line.
We're
like,
all
we'll
just friends.
That's true.
Yeah.
What was it? Book clubs was what the lesbians would do?
Yeah, exactly.
Them bitches were way smarter than us We'll get into it, but like, oh god, lesbians really are the smart, or the what's it called? They're carrying the weight. They're just like, we got it, guys. Just get on the back. Just get it, please. Just come on, get on the back. Let's go. Off to New York, I. Why did I say that in a British accent? That's What I Want is a great song. All about how he finally gets to be the person he wanted to be. Love that. Dead Right Now, I listen to that song consistently. It's such a good song. It's like depressing, but like a vibe too. And then finally, Am I Dreaming is my favorite song on that fucking album. Makes me want to cry every time I listen to it. I just want to wail with Miley Cyrus.
That image will live rent-free in my head forever.
My mascara running down my face next to Miley Cyrus, both of us screaming. Moving on to what I teased earlier, Doja Cat. Doja Cat is a bad bitch. Jack hates Doja Cat because he's a fucking racist.
False.
But I love Doja Cat. I would literally die for Doja Cat. I'm shocked I haven't made any fan art of Doja Cat yet, but I've been thinking about it forever. But first album, Pink, because I think maybe Pink wasn't released in 2021. It probably wasn't, but I listened to it a lot in 2021. Pink, my faves. Bottom Bitch, classic. Ruby, classic. Freak, classic. Addiction, so good. I started re-listening to that song. I am addicted. Streets, so good. I had a Streets phase. Better Than Me, also so good. Then finally, Planet Her, the album. Up and Down. Up and Down, I slept on this song originally. Because my biggest issue with Doja Cat is that Doja Cat is so hard for me to, like, get into whenever she releases a new album. First off, because I usually, like, stick to a song and then, like, just, like, consistently listen to that song for a while. Mm-hmm. Motivation. Secondly, though, because Doja Cat's song will go viral on TikTok, which is only, like, one snippet. And so usually that snippet is never the best parts of the song, because it's always, like, the chorus, which, like, is never the best part of the song. And so this song went viral on TikTok, and I was like, oh, this song doesn't sound that good, because it was the chorus. So I was like, it's all right, but it sounds like all right. Wrong. Wrong. I have been, like, listening to the song religiously within the past, like, month, and before, it's just so good. Such a great, Been Like This. I know we don't like The Weeknd in this house, because he's, like, lesbian phobic, but, like, Doja Cat and The Weeknd really do slap together. They really do complement each other quite well. Get Into It, great song. Great song to just turn on in the morning. I just gotta bop, get into it, yeah. Also, if she was British, it would be called Get In It, yeah. Just saying. Ninjas will hate that. Ninja's gonna be so excited for this podcast and then hear that and insta-click off, bet. And finally,
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're out. They're like, no, goodbye.
Making fun of my culture.
The British culture. Oh my god, he's changed that in it. And then finally for Doja Cat, You Right, is my final song for Doja Cat. Moving on to my next artist, because we have far too many to get through. Billie Eilish, once again, I know, like, we hate her, we love her, I don't know, the internet. Actually, recently, I don't know, apparently she did something fucked up to artists, which, like, I'm an artist, so I should care about it. But I'm writing my own fucking series. I don't have time to look into it. So I didn't.
True.
But apparently she did something bad. But the album, Happier Than Ever, slaps. Regardless. I don't care. I'll say it. It's good fucking music. The song, Happier Than Ever. Oxytocin. Fire. Male Fantasy. What a massive fuck you. And I love it so much. Not My Responsibility. Also a massive fuck you. I love that Billie Eilish just said fuck you on this album. To everybody. Like, no one. No one got a breathing room with her. Love that.
Kind of like the sound of that too, honestly.
I think like this album. This album is much more up your wheelhouse. Even though you're not a huge Billie Eilish fan. And then finally for Billie Eilish, it's not in her new album, but it is one of my favorite songs of all time, and it is a song that whenever I am writing tragic backstories for my characters, I put it on. It's Lovely featuring Khaled. And it makes me go back to my years where suicide was a good option. Oh, trigger warning, I guess. Yeah. I'm allowed to joke about it. I was there. Fuck you. Another one, huge thing for me this year, was Eve. They're a Japanese-based band. I got into them from Jujutsu Kaisen because the intro for Jujutsu Kaisen is by Eve, and that was my little fucking gateway drug. Now I have a ton of songs here. I will butcher all of them, without a doubt in my mind. You will not get the proper names of these songs, so go to Eve's account on whatever music streaming platform you have, and just go to their three most recent albums, because that's what all of my playlist consists of. It's their three most recent albums. But I will attempt now to butcher the Japanese language and be a racist piece of shit. Um, First song, Inochino Tabe Kata, I think. I'm gonna sound so racist saying this one. Boku Rama Donner Ground. That's all one word, but I said it slowly. Another one that's one word, but I will be saying slowly. Oki Nimi Esumama. Probably not. And then dramaturgy? Dramaturgy? I butchered it. I butchered it all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're having a stroke. I'm gonna call
just see me
911,
out.
okay?
Just see me out, man. Moving on, so I seem less racist. Let's talk about a white artist. Oh wait, that makes me look more racist. Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus released an album called Plastic Heart. If you didn't stream it, you should. So she knows that that's the music we want from her, because it is. And first song on the list, top of the album, Prisoner, her and Dua Lipa. Prisoner makes you go into the state of nirvana. You are in nirvana when you're listening to Prisoner. Convince me otherwise. You have reached enlightenment when Prisoner is on. And I don't make the rules, sweetie. Secondly, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is great. Edge of Midnight, which that's the Stevie Nicks one.
Oh, I love that one.
It's so good. God, it's so good. Hate Me, lovely song. Really, once again, if you're noticing a theme, I'm depressed. Plastic Heart, the main staple of the album, awesome fucking song. We already talked about Lil Nas X. Halsey, recently. Let's talk about Halsey. Because Halsey did nothing but W's this year. They came out as non-binary. That's right. Halsey's trans. That means you can't fuck her. Otherwise, you're gay, guys. Or fuck them. Oh my god, fuck me. Literally non-binary and misgendered them. Fuck me then. Sorry, Halsey. You'll never hear this, but I'm sorry. They released an album called If I Can't Have Love, I'll Have Power, which, and the album art, have you seen the album art?
I have not.
It is them sitting on an iron throne with their newborn child, one tit out, staring into the camera with the kid. It's terrifyingly great. It is so feminist. I can't get past it. I think about it every night and day. The album itself is also fire as fuck. I didn't put it on here, but Girl with a Gun. Oh, so good. Easier Than Lying. Fire. I Am Not a Woman, I Am a God. Fire. And Bells in Santa Fe. Those are my top 4 songs, but the entire album is fucking amazing. Especially, I'm writing a series dedicated to the whole, overthrowing a kingdom thing, and this is entirely what the album is. The album is very, fuck the patriarchy. It's very, very clear in its messaging, and it's so good. I love it. And it is quintessential Halsey, by the way. It is edgy. It is all of that. I don't care. Call Halsey an edgelord. Bitch, they do it right.
Exactly.
And then we're finally getting into the end of the music, which is singles and or non-specific albums. So these are singles and or... These are basically just, I guess I should say, musicians in which either I didn't listen to the entirety of the albums, but they were still notable to me for a specific song, or just didn't have albums. So Willow Smith, huge fan of Willow this year. Meet Me at Our Spot, Transparent Soul, Wait a Minute. Unstoppably great. Amazing, gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, raising the bar every time. How can the rest of us compete? Recently found this indie band called Cobra. And no, I'm not kidding. The song is called Good Puss, and it is very lesbian. And although I am not lesbian, it brings me into the fantasy. It brings me into the fantasy. I love it. Moving from Good Puss onto a much more PG rated artist, Corpse Husband. These songs are called, first one is Hot Demon Bitches Near You.
Hot. Okay.
Good song. and Agoraphobic were my favorites, but also I like all of Corpse music. I listen to it pretty frequently and love that Corpse doesn't copyright it because I can play it on stream. And I actually have music in which I listen to off stream on stream. Finally, Emily. It is Emily. I have it written down here, bitch. See, I was like, I wrote it down somewhere. It's right here. Emily is where a lot of, especially I get a lot of the specific like anime intro songs because she goes through the effort of either translating or making lyrics that do as close as they can to translating what the actual lyrics say. So it makes me feel a lot less like a bigot when I listen to other cultures' things if I actually know what they mean.
Makes sense.
Moving on to content creators. Do you want to go through yours and then mine, or shall we like touch tips?
Well, mine is,
All of yours are
characteristically
shorter.
short. So, okay. So I stumbled upon, I'm gonna call it a movement.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck this is, by the way. I'm a Twitch streamer and I have no fucking idea who this quote in brackets.
So,
Y'all can't see the note. Twitch Dragon.
yes. So his name is Sabin,
Mm.
Saybin, and he
Okay.
literally has a little like, in lieu of him being on camera, it's a dragon that like does his movements.
Oh, he's a VTuber.
Yes, that word. And I'm just fucking
You seem
enchanted by
offended by that
this
word.
dragon thing. His voice is just so soothing, and he's a fucking dragon, and I'm just like, I don't even like want to be here right now, but I just get pulled into the trap. It's very strange. Anyway, so I found him.
You would be a VTuber type.
Are they furries? Scalies?
Mm-mm. Okay, you know what? We'll do a separate episode on VTubers, but a quick rundown is basically just VTubers for whatever reason. Sometimes it's own insecurities, etc., etc. Well, how do I put this? With Twitch kind of having a meta of like face cam, like realistically, Twitch streamers who show their face do significantly better than Twitch streamers who do not, for the reason of a lot of Twitch viewers want to interact, right? And want to talk and see like reactions to things that happen. So a lot of people though who aren't comfortable with their face for whatever reason, whether that be like sort of don't feel comfortable just showing it because they don't like how they look, etc., will usually get either commissioned or themselves create animated models in which the camera is technically on them and it like tracks their face in real time to then translate to the VTuber model, which is just a virtual model. So that way they can still kind of have like a reaction based and like a reaction type thing going on their stream, and then are able to be making content that has reactions in it without having to show their face for whatever reason that is. Sleepy actually recently got into it, the Overwatch streamer, and recently got himself a VTuber model and uses it, I think, every stream now.
It is wild. Watch, I will say.
It, to me, is like the beginning of the end. I'm like, well, next we have cyborgs. And then I'm dead. Yeah, you know what? This is where me, as like a semi-successful, to a degree, Twitch streamer is like, these fucking VTubers coming in here stealing all our jobs. These filthy VTubers don't work nearly as hard as we do. Us real streamers.
Definitely amusing, I gotta say.
I don't find it too interesting. I don't know if it's because I have trauma from being an artist of like staring at animated things. I'm just like, if it's not like, making me cry because of like some sort of like really fucked up story that I'm watching, then I'm just not interested. But I never found VTubers too interesting personally. But to each their own. Moving
Neither
on.
have I, but this fucking dragon is just, that's my entire life in the boardwalk.
Mood.
Very strange.
Now to your wife, who doesn't know that she's your wife, but you hate her right now, but you still put her on the list.
Gotta be loyal,
You haven't been loyal a day in your life. You've been a slut since day one. I hate to tell you that. You've been a slut out the womb. I hate to be the one to say that right here, right now, but
no, you're wrong. So Umbra is my second. She still has my fucking Twitch Prime.
Second, wow.
Umbra,
second
fuck
on
you.
The list. No, Umbra, fuck you.
Second on the list.
No, Umbra, fuck you. Me saying to my Twitch chat, I'll never talk shit about streamers. Me on my podcast saying, fuck you, Umbra. I'm kidding, Umbra, I love you.
Oh yes, Umbra, and then you are my #1 content creator of
Yeah.
2021.
Keep kissing my ass. Keep going.
I,
Keep going. I'm getting
I
horny. I'm gonna
not
finish. I'm
fucking
gonna finish.
grass. Oh my god, I take it all back.
As you should. Okay, on to my,
Great.
once again, never-ending list of content creators. This year, a bitch got busy. All these people Twitch stream. Well, except for one who's now a YouTube streamer. Well, actually, I'm lying. Some of these people Twitch stream. Fun fact, I don't watch Twitch. You figure out the math there, not me. First one, Masayoshi. It's Masa, M-A-S-A, and then Yoshi, Y-O-S-H-I. I'm literally looking at it and forgot how to spell it. Jesus Christ, ADHD is a bitch and a half. He's great. He is a Valorant streamer, and he is a chill-ass vibe. Also, if you have ADHD, you will connect to this man on an emotional, physical, and mental level. So, loves him to death. Zubat had to put in here. I haven't watched him as much because I don't go on Twitch as much, but I catch every one of his YouTube videos. So, I used to, like, go to his stream every fucking time he streamed, but since I don't really use Twitch that much anymore because, you know, I stream on it basically every other day, it's kind of a weird subject. Scott
How is
John. What?
oh, how his YouTube videos are clearly entertaining.
Oh yeah, I love his YouTube. I love his. They're basically just like stream highlights, which is what I'm interested in. It depends. Like if you're looking for like well formed and like cut down and condensed, like well formulated content, then yeah, he's probably not for you. But if you're just chill with like Twitch highlights like I am, then yeah, go off, King. Scott's great. I watch Scott because it makes it so I don't have to think. If I watch Scott, isn't he basically
Say more.
Well, it's just basically that like Scott critiques a game that me and Jack are very well versed in. My at this point I think second most streamed game. I don't think it's my first anymore. I think Valorant's really taking the throne there. Dead by Daylight, where there's just a lot of inherent issues with Dead by Daylight. There's a lot to talk about with Dead by Daylight, and Scott's a great channel to get info from because he does try to take everything from an objective standpoint. I will say he misses sometimes. When he misses bad, but it's like not very often. So like it's okay.
Yeah.
Uncle Herman is a YouTuber, commentary channel, and I've fallen in love with them. I'm gonna say them because although they go by Uncle Herman, it sounds like they have a voice changer of some sort, so we're gonna leave it at that. And they just do like commentary videos of just like like obscure but like also not obscure shit. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like, for example, like they did a video on like family channels, so it's like not that obscure, but like it's usually not like a pressing hot press topic, I guess.
Sure.
Offline TV, which if you don't know, oh god, here we go. Ready? Time to see how much of a stalker I am. Can I name all the offline TV members? Disguised Toast, Lily Pichu, Michael Reeves, Masayoshi, Quarter Jade, Sidion, Skara. There's another one I'm missing. Yvonne. Oh, Pokimane. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine I miss Pokimane? Oh god, is that all of them? Sidion, Quarter Jade, I think I said. And if I'm missing them, I'm so sorry. We'll just put Broden in there. And that's gonna be really offensive if there's an official member and I put Broden in there. It's gonna be really fucking offensive. Broden's like they're basically like their manager, producer, and like cameraman. So it's gonna be real fucking awkward. They're very wholesome. And they're just great content creators. I think that they're all upstanding people too. So good for them. Ludwig Ogren, or I guess he just goes by Ludwig. Why did my voice crack there? Oh my god, the facade's been broken. I'm a woman this whole time. Ludwig moved over to YouTube streaming. Just great content overall. Also, puts trans flags in the background and is openly outspoken about sexism and transphobia on Twitch, which is really like lovely to see, considering he is like one of the more prominent Twitch streamers. I guess no longer a Twitch streamer, but was one of the most prominent Twitch streamers, being number 6 of most highest earning Twitch streamer on Twitch. And he's open to talk about that stuff and open to call out dumbasses. So I always appreciate that. Cutie Cinderella, or as she's better known, Ludwig Ogren's wife. I'm kidding. That's so sexist, but I thought it would be funny. I actually, best part, there was a Ludwig pipeline, because I didn't find Ludwig first. I found Cutie and then found Ludwig. And I'm gonna be honest, bitches sleep on Cutie. Ludwig's great. Love Ludwig. Content is great. Cutie is 100% more entertaining than Ludwig from like an objective standpoint. She just doesn't have the production value Ludwig does.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part, because, like, also, she's a woman, so, like, she'll just, like, never be as successful from, like, the sheer idea of, like, men hating women and, like, Twitch being such a male-dominated space. But, like, she is endlessly entertaining. I could listen to that woman do the most mundane shit, and I would be so entertained by it. So entertained by it. She gives me very much, like, Jenna Marble vibes in that sense. She's, like, very raw. Yeah, very raw, very just, like, open, and very just, like, just keeps on going with it. She just keeps on going with it. I love it. She also does a lot of the stuff for, like, the Twitch streamers that, like, she does not get credit for, in my opinion. Like, she did a ton of, like, it was called Shit Camp, she which was, like, bringing a bunch of, like, the biggest Twitch streamers together. It was, like, SQC, Adept, NMP, I think is his name, I don't know, Hassan Piker, Ludwig, like, all these massive Twitch streamers, Seer, Soda Poppin', like, all, like, the biggest Twitch streamers she got together to, like, do, like, all these events, and she'd, like, host all these events. She did, like, a Christmas Carol thing with viewers and stuff. It, like, she does a lot of this really cool event stuff that she does not get enough credit for, at all. So, if you see this, and you're not following Cutie Cinderella, go drop her a follow. Fuck every other content creator on this list, other than her. Reifenstein, we've talked about her before slightly. I finally have her name now. This is the fucking bitch who just covers the most obscure shit on the internet. Obscure shit. Like, she's the one who, like, taught me about the Neopets black market. She covers that. And I'm just like, nice. Yes, I'm so fascinated. Oh, it's so great. She covered, like, Cole Sprouse's, like, social experiment on Tumblr. Oh, she's just a bang up job. But she's an OZ in it. So, bang up job. Bang up job, mate. Bang up job.
Love it.
H3. I was like, so there's an interesting word of the month for Enigma pipeline. There's an interesting pipeline with H3, which is you went from not liking H3 because H3 has a pretty problematic past of, like, being a, like, edgy man on YouTube, which, like, as we know, is, like, notoriously just, like, you know, like, saying women suck, and just, like, being misogynistic. It's like, so he had, like, a history of that, and now he's made a complete, like, 180. He has a podcast with, like, Hassan Piker, which, by the way, y'all haven't posted in a fucking month. Bring it back, please. But, he's made a full 180, and I've really come to enjoy him. Not even for the fact that I care for his takes, because honestly, his takes are not anything to go home about. They're very lukewarm. But more so that it's very, very interesting to me to watch someone who has, like, completely done the opposite of what you expect, which is, like, he's made a complete 180 in, like, the bigotry and everything. He's, like, very transparent about, like, for example, like, my biggest thing is, like, he's very transparent about, like, not knowing shit. And that's the thing. He's, like, very open to being, like, I don't know the women experience. I don't know the gay experience. And, like, it's just, like, open to learning, which is crazy to think about. People want to learn from minorities that are actually having problems and want to not talk over them. That's crazy. Didn't think that was a possibility.
What concept?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just really good at that. He does have some misses here and there, though, I will say. But, you know, everyone does. We're human. Hassan ABI. Or Communistic. I mean, Hassan Piker. Love Hassan. Got into Hassan recently. Fun fact, I was a political science major for a year, and I learned more from Hassan than I did in any of those courses. So, he is informative. Watch him.
Very telling.
Yeah, if you have political views that don't side with the traditionalist values of your grandparents, but also don't side with the liberalist values of some of the people you went to high school with, you know, the ones, the prep P people, yeah. Then you'll probably like Hassan. He's a communist. I became a fucking communist / socialist, whatever the difference is between those things because of him, so go off, kings and queens. JRM, great Dead by Daylight content creator. Very funny, very entertaining. He was the Claudette player. I guess he wasn't the Claudette player in Hardcore. He was the funny person in the Hardcore series. Ooh, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, and now he keeps popping up on my feed randomly, so clearly the algorithm.
So you're gonna watch him?
I haven't yet, but
so
actually,
you're an
it's
asshole.
been on Twitter. I keep saying his tweets pop up.
Oh, me too. I don't know why.
Okay, that's very weird that we're both getting that.
I've checked the Dead by Daylight Twitter, and that's it. I've never checked any content creators' Twitter before. So it came out of literally left field for me too. JRM, we hate you. The channel Hot Tea. This is my fucking Tea channel of all Tea channels. I love this Tea channel. There is a Tea channel. I will not say her name. Will I? No, we won't. We won't start the new year with me bitching out a Tea channel. But these fucking Tea channels are desperate to make their videos 10 minutes or more, and you can tell. Half the time, they recap shit that, like, bitch, you post a video. Half these Tea channels post a video every fucking day, because there's usually drama every fucking day. And I don't want to hear about the fucking, like, 3 years worth of Trisha Paytas history. Bitch, I've been there. I know. If someone's clicking on the video to see what Trisha Paytas did this week, you really think they don't have the background? Or half the time they don't fucking need the background, because half the time it's just fucking racism. It's just racism. So, like, why do I need to hear about how, like, Trisha Paytas, like, cussed out Ethan on fucking frenemies 18 years ago? To hear about the fact that she, like, was going to, like, a fucking, like, Egyptian church and treating it like a gift shop. Like, I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear about the backstory. And I hate it. This Hot Tea channel gets right to the point. Not only do they get right to the point, they do the fucking research that they should. It's not just like this is on Twitter, da-da-da-da. It's like, they do full deep dives. And I appreciate that for them. So, Hot Tea, you are the only Tea channel that I consider a reputable source that doesn't just, like, do shit to do shit. And also, thank you for fucking just saying it. Because every time I click on these videos, and I hate when it's like, my biggest pet peeve on YouTube is when you make a fucking 10-minute video that could have been 3. I hate it. Learn how to edit yourself, you fucking morons. Moving on. Sleepy, I'm just gonna say Sleepy and Super, both Overwatch YouTubers. Overwatch is a dying thing. Give them, like, a subscription so they, like, can survive. The Overwatch community and content creators are suffering right now. They're gonna be, like, on the streets soon, guys. We gotta, like, do something here. Not an Overwatch fucking player, but I'll support these content creators who need it. I mean, Super's fine, actually. Fuck Super. That bitch is gonna be fucking absolutely loaded. He's fucking playing. I think he's playing, like, the only... Oh, God, I'm gonna get into esports, so now everyone's gonna click off the video. He's going to be the, I think, only tank player on Shock for Overwatch 2 / like, the next Overwatch League season. So, he's fucking fine. And if he doesn't have a massive paycheck... he's not playing his cards right, because, like, you're the only tank player for them.
Oh, exactly. Capitalize on that shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's, at this point, it's weird calling Super a veteran, because, like, he's, like, what, 1 year older than me? But, like, he's been in the Overwatch League since I want to say he was, like, 17, because he was signed to, Shock. Here we go. Once again, I'm losing all the viewers now, because I'm talking about esports. He was signed to Shock, though, like, when he was 17, but he couldn't play because obviously he was a minor. So he's been, like, in the league. And, like, he is one of the best, if not the best, Reinhardt players in the league still, which is crazy. Because most of the times you get, like, a year of being the best XYZ, and then, like, once that year falls off, like, you slowly but surely fall off. A good example of this is his teammate, Choi. I'm not going to try and say his full name because, once again, I don't want to be ignorant. But Choi was, like, known as the best Diva player for 2 years straight. But, like, then it's not that he became bad, but, like, the game keeps adapting, and so does, like, your competition. So, like, people are gonna fucking catch up to you at some point, right? So, like, he, for example, like, kind of not so much fell off, but just everyone caught up to him. So it was kind of now arguable which one. And now, like, really it's either Super or Gator who are, like, the best Reinhardt players. And, like, Super's been, like, showed that, like, he can really diversify his playstyle on tanks. Just cough in the middle of my conversation, whatever.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, I don't care. But Super really proved that he can diversify his tanks this year. So I'm really excited to see what he can do as, like, the only tank player. Because, like, I'm excited to see Super finally be able to pull out, like, things like Winston and Diva, which he didn't have a chance to do. Not that it would be as good as, like, as his teammates. Like, the reason why Super didn't was because they had better Winston and Diva players. But it would be nice to see how he's going to now be able to contend with all these other players in Overwatch 2.
Well, sense.
They're my content creators. I'll stop talking about esports so that way everyone stops getting bored and clicking off the video. If you're still here, I will talk about artists. I don't think you have any artists, right?
No, I have none. There's none that I could think of. Everyone fell under content creators, so.
And also artists is, like, a very niche, especially, like, most of the time prior to, like, COVID, really, you had to, like, go to, like, cons and stuff, or, like, go to, like, Renaissance Festival to, like, write down artists and stuff. They're not really an option right now, so it's kind of hard.
Nope.
There are no galleries to go to or anything, so I don't blame you. My single one is Eve, the Eve band's cover artist. That art is fantabulosa, spectacular, amazing, gorgeous, beautiful, raising the bar. How are we supposed to compete with you, sweetie? That's it. Oh yeah, and myself because I'm beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Raising the bar. How are you supposed to compete with me? Moving into
Excellent.
shows, I'll start with one, and then we'll go into your list. And the reason why I'm starting with this one is because we share this one. Arcane. I think your and my's show of the year. I don't think it's a overtly wrong statement.
No, and it's honestly deserved.
Oh, easily. Does Netflix shows get nominated for Grammys? Bitch, actually, if RuPaul's Drag Race could, fucking Arcane can. Like, come on.
Absolutely.
So I hope they do. And I hope they win every fucking award they're nominated for, because they deserve it. Sound design, music design, animation, everything. Script, character design, character, like, writing, character development. Bitch, give it all. All the awards to them. I want a Billie Eilish sweep.
Heard.
Okay, what do you got that shows? Talk to me. Tell me about it.
In terms of shows, obviously Arcane is on my list too, and I would say it is the best thing I've seen in a long time. I like that. What?
Not to interject. I watch shows. I force shows down your throat all the time. How dare you?
And I really liked Arcane.
You're a cock.
You make a lot of great suggestions, and I do really like the shows most of the time.
I'm just offended
But
that you would say that when The Promised Neverland is something that you have watched.
good show. Never gonna watch it again.
How dare you?
Never gonna watch it again. If I wanted to be that depressed, I would just watch the evening news.
What the fuck? Tell me about Agents
And
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, okay, first of all, I'm back on my Marvel bullshit where I attempt to watch the entirety of the Marvel universe. Except they have 1,001 fucking shows,
I was
so
gonna say,
now
that's a losing battle.
We're getting there. We're
Mm-mm.
getting there.
Mm-mm. You will never get there. They will keep
I
piling up.
actually really like the character. I love the characters in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Isn't
But
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. retconned for canon purposes? I thought it was retconned. I thought that and the three other shows, like Iron Fist. What were the other ones? Iron Fist, the one with the emo girl, and the I thought they were all like retconned, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That and the other three shows. I thought they were all retconned out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they didn't fit into the storyline properly, and that's why none of the like superhero characters like show up in those movies or in those series.
I mean, I feel like all the shows, really, their involvement in the Marvel universe is that they mention like major events that happen, and that's about it.
Um.
You know,
Well. WandaVision literally has jump started the new. Like if WandaVision didn't exist, you know that we wouldn't have a Spider-Man movie right now, right?
no, I have not gone that far in
Oh,
like
yeah, I was
the
gonna say
new
every
stuff.
Disney Plus show is like very integral to the movies. Like very integral to the movies. Whatever it's called, Winter Soldier and whatever the fuck, and the Falcon, Captain America and Winter Soldier. I don't know, whatever that show's
Oh
called.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very integral. The Loki show is very integral to my knowledge. WandaVision is very integral, and the Hawkeye show is very integral. So, wrong.
Huh.
Try again. Smile.
Well, the ones I've seen so far, which is Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and
Jessica Jones.
Luke
That's the
Cage.
bitch I was talking about. That's the emo girl. That's the emo girl. That's her. Jessica Jones.
Yeah, so like those ones so far, that's like the extent of their involvement in the universe. Is like mentioning
Yeah, so I think
events.
those shows had gotten retconned because of the new shows on Disney Plus. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure those shows all got retconned. So you watching them is literally going to be pointless.
I'm fucking bound and determined.
Yeah, I stopped once they announced that they were like releasing a show on Disney Plus like every month. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't care that much. Like Thor's hot, but not hot enough.
It is a lot.
It's
There's a
cool. I
lot.
imagine the comic book nerds are like jerking off in the corner like every 5 minutes. Like they have all the material they want, but like, nope. I've moved on. I used to be a huge Marvel fan. All I give a fuck about now is the Black Panther cinematic universe because that was the only like really cool movie that stood out to me.
Fair. Very fair.
That was the only tens across the board movie for me. I don't think anything else even compares.
Yeah, honestly, that makes sense. And I'm hoping that like some of these shows that I'm watching are gonna wow me. We'll see.
From what I hear, they won't. Everyone actually really liked WandaVision though. WandaVision is everyone's like, come at me, fuck me, eat my puss.
I look forward to watching WandaVision, and then the new season of Queer Eye came out, and that's been really cool too.
Is it okay? Is the new season of Queer Eye Japan, or is there another
No,
thing?
there's
Okay.
another one.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yes.
were huge on Queer Eye. You love them gays for some reason.
For some reason, they say. Yes, I am a fan of the gays.
Interesting.
The gays
Interesting.
are very amusing. And those are my shows that I have thus far.
Work. The issue with my shows is that I have like no shows that came out this year. Oh fuck! Actually, I should really add Demon Slayer onto this list. So we'll start with Demon Slayer since I forgot it. I've definitely missed out on anime too, because like I watch like 100 anime a year. Like, it is an egregious amount. But Arcane, as we've said, fire as fuck. Love Arcane. The Promised Neverland, I rewatched this year. Jack is a piece of shit because doesn't want to watch it and said that Arcane was better than The Promised Neverland, which is a choice to say around me. I won't say it was the right choice, but it is a choice. Jujutsu Kaisen, as I said, my hopefully anime of the decade. I really hope nothing dethrones it for me, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen will be my anime of the decade. Considering it came out in the first year of this decade, I don't think it will get dethroned. Tokyo Ghoul, I rewatched Tokyo Ghoul. Big fan of Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo, that's right, I'm saying it. Ghoul. Beastars, gay furries, and that's all you need to know.
Gay furries.
The furry show, if you will. Attack on Titan, great show. I really need to watch the most recent season, and we need to get back on track on watching it. However, I will say, spoilers if you actually care. There was this great scene there that you'll appreciate because you hate Aaron and I hate Aaron. For some reason, everyone is like creaming over Aaron again, which like, well, it's like he's an edgy like straight man with like long hair. Of course, everyone's gonna cream over him. But I will say he gets his head fully shot the fuck off. Like I saw clips of it and I did not know this, but like that bitch who shot Sasha, Gabby, yeah, she goes, "No, bitch, I don't think so." Shoots his head off with a sniper rifle, shoots his neck, and like his whole head goes off and spins. It's meant to be this like really dramatic moment. I couldn't help but laugh. I fucking scream laughed. I was like, "Get fucked, bitch. Get fucked, bitch. Deserved. Full-heartedly.
Honestly, yes.
Hell of a Boss. I can't believe you didn't put Hell of a Boss on here.
I fucking love that show.
And you didn't even put it in here.
I did not remember, and that is on me.
Yeah, I have a lot of those too. Don't worry. I have a lot. Didn't remember that. I'll be like, fuck. Should have said this. Wonder Egg Priority. Great. If you're... Let me get real close to the mic here. A faggot. You will love Wonder Egg Priority. It's really good. Even if you're like, if you've ever understood the female perspective, it's great. It's about these young girls who have mental illness because society hates them because they're women. And they're tasked to quite literally save other people from the physical embodiments of like why they killed themselves. And like these people are like stuck in their own little limbo. It is such a great concept. It's so well done. And it is heart-wrenching. AKA, it fits all the check boxes for me.
Yes, you do like that shit.
Yes, I do. ReZero is a show that I don't talk about much, but it is near and dear to my heart, because conceptually it's great. ReZero's biggest flaw, though, is its two fucking protagonists are the most annoying fuckers I've ever seen. Every side character, fire as fuck. And so well done. Like, they're just great. They all have, like, perfect, like, ideals and, like, what they're supposed to be. But, like, our main characters, oh! Every time they're on screen, I want to smash my head, which is way too fucking much. Their main characters, oh my god. The one character is just like a fucking dumbass who literally can't do anything fucking right, but has the power to come back from death, basically. So, and this series revolves around that and the trials and tribulations. Well, and basically, like, the whole concept is that, like, it's an isekai, which if you don't know, in anime, the genre of isekai is, you are a normal person in, like, our world, like, it's based in, like, real time, real world, real life Japan in this situation, and then you get transported to, like, a fantasy world of some sort, whether that be, like, future dystopia, past dystopia, utopia, etc. You just get transported to a new world. And so in this one, he basically gets transported into a, like, Renaissance, like, themed, time period in which there is a battle for the crown, where there are, I want to say, 5 candidates to become king/queen. I think it's queen, actually. I think they're all women. So, queen, and he chooses to side with our secondary protagonist, Amelia, / like, just, as in, like, true anime fashion, like, oh, just so happens under circumstance, like, gets stuck to, like, be on her side and stuff. He falls in love with her. He's pathetically in love with her. But where it gets cool is that whenever he dies, he basically, like, wakes up and has to redo everything again to a degree and try to not get killed, essentially. And it's actually really interesting because, like, as much as his uselessness is, like, fucking antagonizing and annoying, it also really does help for, like, the concept, because if he was, like, useful, he wouldn't fail so many times and it wouldn't be so, like, gut-wrenching, because, like, the gut-wrenching part's just like, let me tell you, he's annoying and he deserves it, but this man goes through it. He goes fucking through it. He got eaten alive by rabbits at one point. I shit you not. Like, straight up, like, a pack of rabbits ate him alive. Jumped off a cliff into spikes. Like, he goes through the fucking motions. He has to, like, watch people. This is the worst part that, like, really gets you, is when, like, characters die in the series, because it's, like, it's such a juxtaposition of, like, having a character that can't die to then, like, characters that, like, can't come back. So, like, when, for example, like, there are moments where, like, certain characters die, without spoiling, where our main character will kill himself in order to, like, turn back the time, in order to stop them. But, like, either it's always perfect timing, but in a lot of these situations, it's his, quote-unquote, as he calls it, checkpoint, so point in which, like, he gets to that he can't go any further back from, is after the death. And so one of the, like, primary characters that's, like, has a lot of character development and is, like, very near and dear to, like, the viewer's heart, like, ends up suffering, like, a quote-unquote death, and he can't reverse it. And it's, like, that's, like, those moments make it really, like, fucking heart-wrenching and fucked. And especially, like, there are certain things that, like, happen that, like, he could have totally changed, but can't now, because he's at a certain checkpoint. And it's, like, just, it's really well done in the sense of, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, you see it and you're like, fuck, he could have changed that, but he can't now. It's too late. You suck. Even if he is fucking useless and every other thing. Also, they have this character called Echidna. I believe she's the Witch of Greed. I want her to step on me so bad. Her whole theme is that she... Maybe, no, it's not lust. Maybe it is lust. It might be lust. She's either lust or greed. I can't remember which. But her whole thing is that the 7 witches died by the hands of wrath alone. So basically, the 6 of the 7 sins died by wrath. But they didn't die. They were transported into, like, a secondary realm off of the will and magic of Echidna. So Echidna has trapped all these fucking witches in this one, basically, Jujutsu Kaisen, like, style domain in which you cannot access unless she gives you special permission. But they're technically, like, all dead. It's just their consciousness that are in this realm. And so her whole purpose, though, in the story is trying to, like, subtly, like, manipulate and convince the main character to make, like, a binding vow with her that allows her to, like, be in his body throughout life so she can make him die over and over again and figure out everything about the world. Because this is, like, her dream. Her whole thing is that, like, she wants to know everything and she wants to be able to live forever and learn everything, which, like, crazy. I'm in love with a character that, like, basically just, like, wants to watch the world burn. Shocker, there's parallels there between myself. But it's such an interesting, and she's such an interesting prospect because like it's all manipulation, and like you as the viewer don't even realize it. Like she manipulates the main character and the viewer at the same time, and when she reveals that like it's manipulation, like you realize it simultaneously with the viewer. You always know there's something off with her, but she's just great. Oh, I love her to death. I love her to death. So well done. She's not a villain, but she is like such a great villain. Okay, moving on. Movies. You actually have a bigger list for me here than I do. Because I technically don't even have one on this list. But I have Soul because it sounded like a really good movie, apparently. But I never actually watched it.
That's the Disney music one, right?
I don't know if it's Disney music. It's the Pixar one. I think it's Pixar.
Yeah, it's about music.
Oh, yeah, like jazz. Yeah.
I honestly don't have any idea how you will feel about that one, but I'm interested to hear your reaction.
That was my, like, because that was one of the things Kayla, my friend, was like, you should really watch it. It's really fucking good. And it's just like, it just doesn't, not that the movie is bad, it just doesn't look up my wheelhouse. I like really, as I said, fucked up shit. Like, I like to have my mind take on a fucking bender. I like to be shocked. I like all that. And it seemed like it probably had like a good overarching story and like a good theme. But I was like, I don't know. Doesn't feel like it's like jaw dropping enough to really grab my attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute. I just don't know if it will hold your attention, like you said.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm very hard to have my attention held.
So, well, let's see. So... funny story. I finally know what the fuck you've been talking about whenever you say we don't talk about Bruno. That's been a long... I have just let you say it without questioning it, and now I finally understand.
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess some context for, like, probably a month now. A month straight. I have been saying, we don't talk about Bruno, no, because it's a trend on TikTok, and the song sounds like a fucking bop. I want to watch this movie strictly for this fucking song. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch this fucking movie strictly for this song, because this song is a fucking bop, and it's stuck in my head easily every fucking day of the week. And it's We Don't Talk About Bruno from the movie Encanto, which I didn't know you watched.
Very recent. Very, very recent.
So it shouldn't be in the 2021 favorites then.
Well, it's fucking there now. No taking it out. Yes, technically. Okay. Technically not.
How do we feel about it?
I'll say this. Disney has this trend, all their newer movies I find, where they try to do so much in, an hour and 20 minutes.
You gave it a negative criticism. That's crazy. Because I've heard through the grapevine, being my pussy, that this is the best movie Disney has put out in like a decade. People feel that this movie was quintessential Disney, and that it is one of the better movies, if not the best movie that it has put out in a decade. Which is the only reason why I'm especially piqued by it, because everyone's been like, this is quintessential Disney. Which I will say, what's kind of weird to me about Disney is, which, by the way, that's wrong, because Moana is quintessential Disney, and Moana does not get enough fucking credit. Moana is, I think... Moana is the best... Okay, wait. When was The Lion King released? Moana is the best movie since The Lion King, in my opinion. They have not done better.
It's cute and I like it. I don't think it's the best Disney.
One that's kind of weird to me with Disney is like, I am totally for this like trend in which, because this is another trend I noticed with Disney, where it's like they're taking a lot of cultures outside of America and making movies off of it.
Which is awesome.
It is very awesome, but like half the people making these movies are just like white guys in America. And that's where I get like a bit like, what does the like room of producers look like with Encanto? Because Encanto is like very like Spanish. There is like nothing white about this movie, clearly. Like there's no like white American Western style.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not one.
So, and I'm more so just curious, like I said, I'm not knocking the fact that, yes, we should be doing movies outside of, like, our culture. I'm really happy about that. But how much of this is, like, white people invading cultural spaces and invading culture and how much of it is like actually doing service. Because if it's just a bunch of fucking white producers being like, let's do a movie about Mexicans, then it's like it's fucking like it's invading a culture realistically. Like Disney is just invading the Spanish culture in that case. Slash like whatever other, like Luca's a good example of this too. Like I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure because like I don't fucking know the producer list right off the top of my fucking head. But I can't imagine that there's like very many people of color on that producer list for like these movies that are like, or not even people of color, because you know, like Italians, the like most protected class, Mexicans, or Spanish people do not even compare to the race in which is Italy. So, but I was more so thinking of the fact that it's just weird to see like there's probably just like a bunch of like white American guys like on these production lists.
That's interesting. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
I don't know. I just imagine that, like, in true Disney fashion, like, is it, like, yeah, there's an argument for, like, cultural appreciation with, like, the research and stuff, but, like, also, if you don't have a Spanish person at all on set other than voice actors, is it really cultural appreciation? Like, how far do we go here?
Yeah. Very good question.
And then do you have another movie? I swear you had, like, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so there was Encanto, which, like, is good. I like the music, and then the Harley Quinn movie, which I know is definitely in 2021.
Well, good job.
And we definitely fucking not raged.
Yeah.
Like
raved.
Just saying,
the word is raved.
Raved. The word is raved. Yes,
we've
raved
raved
about that fucking movie already.
Raved. R-A-V-E.
I cannot express how just joyful and fucking amusing that entire experience.
Yeah, plot wise, I don't care that it has like basically no plot value. There's no future ability. I don't give a fuck. It is so fun. If you go into that movie and you're just looking for a fun time, it is the best movie to ever be produced. I should have put it on my list. I'm so happy you put this because I would have felt so bad forgetting about this and remembering it later. But yeah, you're right. This movie is a quintessential, just fun movie, and I will 100% rewatch this movie one day. And I can't say that about a lot of movies.
Oh, exactly.
I do not get excited to rewatch movies. I am very excited to, like, 2 months, 3 months, like, even, like, a year down the line, be like, you know what? I should watch Birds of Prey again. Because that movie was just quintessential fucking just fun. And that's the best part, is that the people on this team were like, we're not here to make a plot-driven movie. We're here to let Harley Quinn do Harley Quinn things, and we're here to let, her just make a fucking shenanigans out of everything, and that's exactly what they accomplished, and it was joyful.
So joyful is what we did, truly.
Moving on to other forms of media of the year. Do you have anything for this?
Other forms.
So this was podcasts, I think you wrote?
Yeah. Podcasts, books, and games.
What? Sorry, I just heard the word books and vomited.
Okay. You've actually been reading many more books than I have of late. So,
look, reading 15 editions of Jujutsu Kaisen in a month is not that much.
I would say that's someone that enjoys the reading.
Picture books.
They're fucking books all the same.
Books. Fucking tell me about your stupid podcast before I lose my shit.
Oh, I mean, these aren't new.
If you say Joe Rogan, here we go.
Fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck Joe Rogan up his stupid fucking ass. Unless he enjoys it, in which case,
have opinions.
Don't fuck Joe Rogan. That man is the scum of the earth.
Thank God
and you can't change my mind.
Oh yeah, he is. I'm so happy. I've never heard a thing Joe Rogan has said in my life. Actually, I have. That's a lie. But I've heard it through Hassan Piker, which, like, if it's coming through a communist cock, it doesn't count.
You know what? Exactly. And you should feel grateful about that.
Oh, I am. Every day I wake up and I go, I never had to hear anything about Joe Rogan. That's awesome.
So Sword and Scale, true crime podcast, and then Canadian True Crime is my other podcast recommendation.
Weird.
Would you like me to continue with mine, or you want
to?
Yeah, back
I only have one thing on mine, so yeah, go off. I guess I could have written down podcast, couldn't I? I guess I'll say my podcast after. I'm stupid though. Continue.
I mean, in terms of books, lots of fucking school books. But the one book that dominated my entirety of 2021 is fucking It by Stephen King. I have not figured out. Okay, here's the thing.
Oh, here we go. He's flip-flop again.
I
This has
don't
been an
know.
ongoing thing for the entire year.
I have yet to figure out whether it's like the most dog shit thing I've ever fucking read, whether I hate it, whether I want to burn it. I I don't know. And honestly,
That was his
I'm
intention.
impressed. Yeah, you're fucking right. It was.
That's awesome.
I'm still thinking about it fucking months later.
Yeah. He got you whipped on the it dick.
Yeah, it is true.
He said, you want to see it tentacle porn? Buy my next book. Is that it for your other forms of media?
Oh, and video games.
Here we go.
Soma.
Okay.
A little bit dated, but
Very.
super fucking cool. Concept is, it'd be one of those horror games rather that I would tell anyone to play. It's very thought provoking and interesting and original. Scary as fucking shit.
Can't wait to play that on stream and have all the idiot chatters be like, oh, is that a penis? And me just be like, oh my fucking god, you're all 12. You're all fucking 12. Ninjas, I'm talking about you.
So that Soma, Alien Isolation are both scary and good, but 100%
You know what's
recommend.
crazy though?
What?
They're both fucking sci-fi. You have a sci-fi kink.
And you hate sci-fi, and
I
I
do.
don't understand why.
I honestly find sci-fi and I don't think it's truly that it is uninspiring, but for me, sci-fi is so uninspiring. To me, it feels like the genre is the exact same thing every single time. Star Trek, Star Wars, it all, and like just going down the list. What was the one that there was another show, I don't remember, another movie. They all just feel the exact fucking same to me. It's all the exact same concept. Alien does something 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 alien, something space, something da 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 da. And I don't know. I also just like space is just boring to me. I don't know why it is, but like space is boring to me. It's like it's like it's rocks floating in like a void. Like, Anne.
I will say they were both those games were scary as shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ugh.
You just keep telling me to play them, and I'm like, you keep doing this sci-fi thing, man. This sci-fi thing.
I mean, watching you scream when an alien munches on you, though, is
Would
going to be
funny.
worth every penny. Just putting it out there.
What other games you got, or are you done?
And then my two last,
Ooh.
I mean, one is 2022, but we won't talk about that.
Oh my god. I gave you one fucking prompt, and you failed it twice!
I mean, if
I
you
gave
want
you
like
3
a
extensions on
relaxing...
this!
Listen, if
this was
one
university,
wants
you'd be failing.
a relaxing, stress-free game to vibe to, I suggest either Stardew Valley or the game Unpacking.
Like Unpacking Simulator?
Okay, shut the fuck up with the judgment I already hear in your voice. It is such a relaxing goddamn experience.
My god. You know what's funny? I have 2 friends on my, or I guess actually no, I have 3 friends on my Steam account, being Key, lovely streamer, Key247. Go check them out. Some random bitch that I friended because they were like nice to me. That they sent me a friend request and I was like, sure, why not? And then I have 2 pending friend requests and I have you. And what's really fucking funny to me is all 3 of you have played this Unpacking Simulator before.
It's awesome.
And every time I look at it and I go, wow, you have nothing of value in your life right now, do you?
Fucking the judgment. The judgment.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Every time, without fail. You choose Unpacking Simulator. Yes, Mary.
It's cute and it's super queer.
Oh god, don't tell me it's good.
And
I'll
I
have
won't
to get it then.
tell you why.
You know what I want to try?
What?
A little bit off topic, a little bit of a tangent. I want to try Power Washing Simulator.
See, that sounds so fucking relaxing. If you try that, please let me know.
Dude, I want to do it so bad. I was watching a Cutie Cinderella video the other day, and it was just her chit-chatting with another streamer, Austin, and the Austin Show on Twitch. And I was just like, This is a fucking vibe. This is such a vibe. Let me tell you, when I get a bigger chat, things like that will be like a commonplace whenever I'm like, I don't feel like feeding in Valorant today.
Did it actually look like amusing or something that would get really boring really quickly?
I think it would get boring if you were doing it, like, I would only do it streaming, is a good way to put it. Like, it would get boring if you were doing it in your free time, I think, because it's, like, the same thing over and over again. But if you're streaming and, like, you're just on, like, brain off mode, like, just reading chat, like, it's a fucking great game. Or if you're doing something on the side, I guess, is a better way to put it. Moving into my other forms of media, because now you've reminded me of a bunch of stuff. So podcasts, I listen to The Yard, which is Ludwig Ogren's podcast with his friends. Offline TV's podcast, who recently got a reboot. Leftovers is a podcast I listen to. I'm gonna do a little throwback. The Funny podcast fucking slapped. If you want to go support Ethan, without like, and you're just like not interested in his content, but you're interested in like just really entertaining shit, go watch Funniest podcast. I will warn you, you are still supporting Trisha. So if you're not willing to do that, that's perfectly fine. I understand. I was unhappy with supporting Trisha the entire time, but I also wasn't missing that podcast every time it came out. But that was a podcast that was very entertaining to watch for 2021. Game-wise, I actually want to talk about, I'll shout out Outlast and Outlast 2. I completely forgot that those games were this year, but yeah, they were. They were 2022. Played them on stream. They were really fun. I still have the Outlast 2 VODs that I have to edit at some point, so, you know, those will be, like, next October. So that way it's thematic. But, yeah. Those games were awesome. I also want to say Valorant. Valorant is the best game ever made ever. I hope Overwatch fucking dies and Valorant shits on its grave. I guess I could shout out Dead by Daylight, but I won't. It sucks. Don't get it. It's shit. Yeah, there you go. Those were, I think, my other forms of media. I don't know. Did I play any other games? I guess Pokemon Diamond. No, but that was a New Year, so no. No other games. Get fucked, idiots. Okay, so moving on to objects in purchases. I got lots for this list. So, if you're unaware, I'm Enigma Bazaar, Twitch streamer extraordinaire, OnlyFans Inquisitor, other things to add to the, description. Prior to streaming like I do now, I did console streams on Xbox, which, if you're wondering, is a pain in the ass. Honestly, unless you're extremely desperate to create content, don't fucking do it. Don't. Just get a fucking computer. Just wait and get a computer, because, like, let me tell you, I never want to look back at that time in my life ever again. I had Ninjas asked the other day, I was like, have you looked back at any of the VODs from then? And I'm like, no, and I never fucking will, Ninjas.
You looked back on it.
I was like, fuck no. Fuck, no I haven't. Why would I? But I got a new PC this year, as well as mic setup, everything, and it's been lovely. I will say, 2021, fuck Streamlabs, and I say that to this day, fuck Streamlabs, and stand OBS. Use OBS if you are a streamer and you want to get into streaming. Use OBS. It is very convoluted to learn, in my opinion, but once you do learn it, it is so helpful, so easy, and significantly better than Streamlabs. Streamlabs is much better for beginners, but you will be much happier with the output and the, I guess, like, time return you get with OBS, whereas Streamlabs version of OBS will be such a headache. It will be such a headache. My streams with Streamlabs OBS was such a headache. You can't stream things like Apex. You can barely stream things like Valorant. You can only stream, like, very specific games that, like, for whatever reason work with the recording software. OBS, you can quite literally stream any and everything. So, and fuck Streamlabs too. They're also just, like, fucked in the head as a company. So, I also got an iPad this year, in which I've been doing lots of digital art, which, if you want to see my digital art, follow me on Twitter. Or come to the streams, because I show off my digital art quite frequently there. It is my waiting screen. All of my art supplies. So I recently did an art course this past year and got a ton of art supplies from it. And I got art supplies from a different art course as well. So a bunch of professional quality art coming out the wazoo. And I made some very cool things with it. And I'm very excited to dabble in that a little bit more whenever I convince myself to actually do it. I do have concepts for some stuff, though, so get excited. And then I wrote down canvas. I don't know why, but it's there.
Did you get a canvas?
Nope.
Canvas material? Oh,
nope.
Okay. Well.
Not at all. So, I don't know why it's there, but it's there.
Good to know. Good to know.
Okay. Jackson, what are your objects and purchases? Jack?
Yes.
What year did you purchase this new desk in? I'm just wondering.
The year of our Lord 2021-ish too. You know, it's close enough to the beginning of the year.
Trigger
We're gonna count
warning.
it as 21.
Trigger warning. I'm gonna go to my closet and fucking hang myself.
Okay, but I definitely got my new monitor in 20.
Yeah, but also getting close to the fucking deadline there. Bitch got it on December 25th. It's like, it's still in 2021.
True.
It counts.
So,
Well, it
yeah.
seems like we finally managed to cover all of our favorites. And we blew through that list, considering we're only at an hour and 20 minutes.
Yes.
I expected this pod to be going on. Granted, I think it will be one of our longer pods, but I was ready for the 3-hour sit down. For all the musicians I put in. But that is our favorites for 2021. This has been Enigma Bazaar, and
It's me, Jack, the better co-host. I'm sorry, have I created discourse?
you put my brain into buffering mode. And now I don't know what my outro was gonna be because I put it into buffering mode. Oh, the next podcast will be a Leave It in 2021 and a What We Were Excited for 2022, where we will be discussing things we never want to see again in 2021 and things that we are very excited to see in 2022. With that said, I've been the better co-host, or the better host, and the one who does everything, and the one that's always let down, Enigma Bazaar. And this has been my co-host, Jack.
Bye.
And goodbye!